Hey, David Cassie here at Three Dream Studios. I'm bringing in a good friend and business cohort in crime for working with churches. And he's been in the business since about 1980. Started out whipping a hammer, making it happen out on the construction site, and he has helped many, many churches over the years. Let's bring in Brad. Hey, Brad, how you doing?
I'm good, David. How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
Hey, tell us a little bit about your experience in working with churches and how did you get started again? I told him the short piece there, but
Sure. Well, back in 1980, I walked onto a job site for a company called Goodman Church Builders and started out as a apprentice carpenter on Central Christian Church in San Jose, California. Pretty steep learning curve. By the end of that project, I somehow became the assistant project manager working under a fellow named Ken Gamble. After that, I did another church for them called Church of the Chimes in San Jose. I've been 21 at that time. And they subbed the project to me. So I did the foundation, the framing, all the finished work myself. The next church that hired me, I went on staff at Calvary Chapel in San Jose. Dan Greenley was the pastor, built a 1,000-seat auditorium. One church after another, pretty much till about 87, hired my first architect then. Ended up with 8 architects 5 years later, and been doing churches ever since. I think we've done a little over 200 projects nationwide, and loving every minute of it.
Very good. Listen, I can't remember exactly when we got connected. I'm guessing it was 15, 20 years ago, maybe more. And Three Dreams started working with you to do some visuals, some 3D animation, renderings,
Exactly.
campaign videos, that kind of thing. I'm kind of curious, before we got connected up, what were some of the challenges that maybe you were facing that we helped alleviate?
Well, the biggest challenge is 80% of people that look at a floor plan just on a 2-dimensional piece of paper have no idea what they're looking at. And when you're dealing with the building committee and pastors and staff, and they're making, multi-million-dollar decisions, it really helps if they understand what they're looking at. And so we use your company to bring our drawings to life before the church spends hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on architectural drawings. We can go to your team with schematics and maybe some elevations, and you guys just work your magic and make it happen and come back with this 3D video tour that we can then show the church, this is what it's going to look like. And everybody goes, oh, okay, now I understand. Can we do this? Can we do that? And it's really helped alleviate a lot of the guesswork. A lot of change orders too, because a lot of times we'd get a building built. If they didn't know exactly what they were getting, they'd get out in the field and start looking at it. Oh, I didn't know it was going to look like that. Can we do this? Can we do that? Well, it's so much faster, quicker, easier, more efficient to have you do the changes in your studio than it is to have a general contractor do the changes out in the field. So it's really helped to streamline the process for us. Not to mention what it does for fundraising. It's a phenomenal fundraising tool.
It's the closest they can get to photoreal and the real thing being there before it's built and before you start spending big bucks. So it's been a great thing over the years, us working with, of course, yourself and other people. What would you say is one of the key main ingredients to success in what we offer? And what are the things that you would say is the most important using 3D animation and that kind of thing?
Well, there's 2 different answers to that, I suppose. I mean, there's the answer to the church knowing what they get and being able to visualize children's ministry space and youth space and the auditoriums and the cafes and the kid zones and all the stuff we do. For them to be able to visualize it and for their donors, for the supporters to see it. It's amazing the amount of money that you can raise. I've talked to a lot of churches about doing 3D virtual tours, and there's no way to prove this because you can't do a fundraising campaign with one and then do the exact same campaign without. But I think for the money that we spend with your company doing a 3D virtual tour, I think we probably get 50 times that back in fundraising from people who understand now what we're looking at, and they can visualize it and they get really pumped up and excited about it. They're willing to give to something that they understand. They're not willing to give to a blueprint. I mean, they are, but not to the same level. Okay. So that's one answer. I guess the other answer is for for my company, we love working with you guys because you fill in a lot of the blanks for us. You know, the pictures like the youth room there at Faith Point. I had an idea what we wanted that to look like, kind of an aviation thing. We call it the hangar. But sitting down and working with you, with having done nothing more really than the schematics and the elevation, and being able to work out the textures and the materials and the colors and the artwork and all that sort of thing, really speeds things up for us, because now I can take your virtual tour that basically I worked on with your team to develop this whole thing. I can then give it to our design team and say, here, do this. Right? I mean, they gave me schematics. I turn around, give them your virtual tour, which has all the T's crossed and all the I's dotted, you know, the stained concrete, the whole look and feel. And then when they get to their finished schedules, they can just go off your virtual tour. So it really speeds things up. And God bless you guys for your patience, because a number of times I've called you and said, hey, can we change this, or can we change that? And I know you just did this because I asked you to, but I don't really like it. Can we do this instead? And
yeah,
you guys are just so patient with me and so willing to work with me, you know, to make sure that that I'm happy, that my customer's happy. You guys are just a real blessing to my company and to the churches that we serve.
Well, one thing, you know, we run everything through the concept of helping you share the vision. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the day, that means serving people in a way that's going to truly make them feel connected to the process.
Yeah, it does.
And one thing I was going to show here as well, Brad, is that we also developed 3D virtual tours. And the project I was just showing a minute ago was just showing you the finished still image renderings.
Right, right.
But in studying virtual reality, not just 3D animation, but an immersive experience where I can actually take you there, let you navigate in and through the facility. That is something we do online with a lot of clients nowadays. And we actually do it with virtual reality headsets as well.
Right, right.
So I was going to kind of show that here real quick. This is the same facility where I got these hot spots, and I can click on these. And as we click on them, it lets you basically go in and through everything to kind of check it out. And so we found that through studies with different universities and people that do virtual reality, that the way your mind works, you can actually learn and understand something about 400% faster using virtual reality than just using still imagery. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty exciting thing. And I know we've used this kind of thing a few times with yourself. This is one of the projects here. Do you have any feedback from your clients on anything like this that you could remember or say about it?
Well, it really helps in my relationship with the client. You know, churches typically are 10 years behind the times with just about anything. And you look at video games and you look what's available through PlayStation and all the different technology that's out there today. And for me to be able to present the church with a tool like this really gives them a sense of confidence that, you know, my company is at the cutting edge. Now, I know it's your company that's doing this, but I get to present it, right? So,
hey, we're about making you a hero.
Well, buddy. You do, and you do that all the time, you know, and the churches go, oh, I can't believe this. I've actually had churches go, well, now where is this building? Because we'll put everybody on an airplane or a bus and we'll go out and we'll check it out because we want to be able to see this. Yeah. And I have to explain, no, this is your building. This doesn't exist. This is a virtual tour. This is a computer animated, you know, tour of what your building will look like, because they think it's the real thing. They want to go see it.
So this right here is actually real time of me walking through this. This is just a little bit different, but it's pretty fun too, right? It's kind of
cool. It is, you know, and the older I get, the younger my clients become. You know, when I started, I was 20, and everybody on the building committee had grandkids that were older than me. And now, you know, now I've got the grandkids. But the young people, they just go right to this. You don't even have to tell them how to use it. You know, they just jump right in and they go through the whole building. And by young, I mean pretty much anybody under 40, you know. And so for them to see this and to know that our company provided this, it really gives a lot of value. I mean, it makes us pretty much the go-to developer when it comes to state-of-the-art church facilities, and we wouldn't be that today without your help.
Well, I appreciate that. I had another project here that I really like, and we helped create for you. And this is one of your premier type church designs right here. It has a phase one. We can click and show you phase one of the building of this piece up here, right?
Yes.
And then if we want to see what phase two looks like, we click it and see the additional piece.
Exactly.
We've really enjoyed showing this off, even though we may have created the virtual tour, but it came through with a lot of creativity that you have as an architect and building designer. People love this little amphitheater, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, that's just, to be able to have summer concerts, high schools use them for graduations, classes, small groups. It's a great tool. I wish we did more of them.
So here's the interior. A lot of churches nowadays have this concept of a big open lobby, and there's a lot of things that go on inside with those lobbies. What's your experience with this, and how is that important to a church?
Well, back in the 80s, we used to do these fan-shaped auditoriums, and you would come out of the auditorium through a tiny little lobby and go straight to your car, which sends the wrong message. It means that the church service, is over. Now go home. Well, we don't want people to go home. We want to create community. We want to create fellowship, and we want to develop environments that foster that. So the auditoriums that we do today empty out into these big, we call them atriums. And off the atrium, you've got the cafe that you just saw. You've got children's ministry. You've got small group meeting rooms. You've got all this hangout space. It was said, I forgot the fellow's name, that Barna. Yeah, it was George Barna said, if you can get a cup of coffee into the hands of a guest, they'll stick around 10 times longer. Well, if you create the environment for that, then you create fellowship. You create an environment where people want to come back. And that's our goal is, first-time guests are great, but second-time guests are better. And so we do everything we can to foster that type of community in the facilities that we develop.
Yeah, obviously the worship time in the auditorium, that's a key part, right?
Sure.
But how they enter the building, of course, the smiles and handing a cup of coffee or whatever, places to sit, right? Enjoy time together, learn about each other, what's going on in your life. I mean, that's the people connection time that's really powerful.
The reaction I love, David, is when people walk in through those glass entries and their eyes just get huge and they look around and go, this is a church?
Yeah.
Man, finally somebody got it right. I'm going to come back. And that's what we're looking for.
Awesome. So inside these virtual tours, we also offer the opportunity for people to actually watch a video walkthrough. And I turned off the audio so you can't hear it, but so we can talk over. But basically, this is a completed 3D animated virtual tour to walk you in and through this building. Mm-hmm. And, it was Albert Einstein that I heard once said that if I can't see it, I can't understand it. And you kind of already said that in several different ways, but that really is true. I think when people see it, they go, okay, now I get it. And not only do I get it, I can embrace this and say, yeah, I want to be a part of this deal.
What I love about this building, and there's a lot, and we probably don't have time to go into all of it, but this is designed as a phase one building to get us a church out of a temporary facility, whether they're in a shopping center or they're at a high school or wherever. It's got a 300-seat auditorium on the second floor of phase one. We can get you into that. It's got a daycare that will help pay for the building. It's got mini storage under the building that helps pay for it. And we have adult daycare upstairs during the week. So between those three income streams, the building pays for itself. Then once you outgrow that upstairs auditorium, then you go to phase two, and you've got an auditorium that will facilitate in multiple services, 3,000 people per weekend.
Very good. Listen, Brad, I really appreciate you sharing some of this stuff today. I'm curious to know, as a result of implementing our services, how has that changed your business?
Oh, it just streamlined everything. It put us right at the top of the church development world. Our our buildings are now a lot more economical because we can take the virtual tours and give them to the builders that we work with. We're typically kind of a design build, a modified design build in our operation. We always bring the builder on during the design phase. And the builder gets to know the building much better, through the virtual tour than even looking at the drawings. And so it's helped to make the buildings more economical. The client knows exactly what they're getting. The investors that we use, we finance our own buildings. So our investors know exactly what their money is going to. David, I mean, this probably sounds exaggerated, but I don't think it is. I think your company is one of the key reasons that Oaster Facility Solutions is at the top of the game, in the church development field. I don't think we could have done it without you.
Wow. Listen, I really appreciate you saying that. On the other side, I really feel like it's a conglomeration of everybody working together to ultimately build facilities that people truly experience. And life is different and better because of it.
You bet. And, at the end of the day, it's not about the building. We're trying to increase the population of heaven, put more people in heaven, less people in hell. And these buildings and your services help us to do exactly that. There's going to be long-term rewards and benefits as a result of the work that you guys do.
Awesome, man. Hey, is there anything I didn't ask you that maybe you're thinking about and you might want to share?
I want to know how come your hair is much darker than mine, and I.
Well, a couple of things. You're more seasoned.
Oh, that's it, huh? Okay.
And that's a good thing, man. I'm telling you, I haven't been quite through as many things in life as you have, but I'm kind of right behind you.
Yeah, give it time, buddy. Give it time.
I know. Hey, appreciate this time together, Brad. I do look forward to talking with you soon about some other things and what's going on with you and get caught up on the latest stuff. So if there's anything I can do to help you out, you let me know, buddy.
All right, David, I'm looking forward to our next project.
All right, man.
Thanks a lot.
You bet. See ya.
Bye-bye.